I am Gregory Hallows, and this is Preserve Halloween Podcast. So, I'm back. I know this took longer than I expected. I was planning on doing a podcast recording last week, but I ended up driving to Tennessee to do some work for one of my shows. If you guys have not visited the Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area of Tennessee, it's beautiful. I really need to make sure I make a plan to go out there during the fall to see all of the foliage change and just drive up to the mountains. I'm not really sure when they stop allowing you to drive to the mountains because uh, it's pretty sketchy, I can imagine, in the wintertime. I drove on this really, really narrow road to get up to a scenic outlook and almost got hit by two trucks because the road's just so narrow. It wasn't their fault really, but it was pretty scary because if you look to your side, you're falling down a cliff or a embankment going hundreds of feet. But I've collected a lot of notes in the past couple weeks. I've collected a lot of thoughts driving around. I tend to think of a lot of cool things when I'm driving, and then I don't have any way to write it down, which kind of sucks. But I'm going to try to remember everything I thought of. Couple of news points to start off with. The Hawthorne Hotel in Salem is celebrating its 100-year anniversary this year. I think they're doing a celebration. Salem's doing a lot of stuff, like always, but the hotel's doing a celebration. So look into that. Right before or sometime today, I got the news that Ozzy Osbourne passed away, which, it's not Halloween related really, but his music influenced a lot of us, and most of us grew up listening to some kind of Ozzy song, whether Black Sabbath or Ozzy by himself or whatever. And some people may only know Ozzy Osbourne because of samples, like in rap music, like Trick Daddy. Um, I think it's Trick Daddy. If I'm wrong, you guys will tell me, right? But a very influential musician. So rest in peace to him. And it's the timing of it's very crazy because he just did that concert, and I'm very happy he's able to do that. But it's weird to getting to be a certain age, all these people that you kind of grew up with and were always around are starting to pass away. So it just makes you think about mortality and the afterlife, and whatever you guys believe. There's wonderful stories tied to all that, especially with us Halloween lovers. So, also in Salem, I just saw an article about a place called the Lost Library. It's a haunted storybook like shop, and the pictures look amazing. I really, really, really would love to see that in person. I need to look into it more and see if it's a temporary thing or if it's a full-fledged like store like that all the time. I would love to go see that in person. Honestly, it looks amazing. So if anybody, it's on Derby Street in Salem. So if you're visiting or planning to visit, add that to your list of things to go see. I don't think you'll be disappointed. What else did I have notes wise? I really need to plan a trip back to Salem. Speaking of, I haven't been there in a while. I did go right before Halloween, and it was already crazy. I kind of want to go while it's snowing. Uh, I don't get to see snow that much because of where I live. I used to live in an area that snowed. I used to live somewhere that had four seasons up in Illinois, um, in Chicago area when I was in the military. So it's just weird not to have seasons. I live in a place that we have summer and not summer, and most of the time it's summer, or hot and not so hot. So Mississippi is insane as far as like right now our heat index is like 100 billion. You go outside and it's like you took a bath. So it sucks. But, we get to do stuff all year round. So I guess there's trade-offs, right? Um, one of the things, kind of the focus of the well, let me get into some more news before I start rambling because you guys know I'm going to ramble. I checked out some news websites. The best one, honestly, for Halloween stuff is Halloween Daily News. I checked out that this afternoon to kind of see what was going on that I hadn't seen. Apparently, Lowe's animatronics are finally out, and I know that this year the timing of all the Halloween stuff's been kind of nuts, but I think it's going to be like that for a while, uh, with all the tariffs and all the weird stuff happening with shipping and all that stuff. Um, a couple other places, Spirit Halloween, Halloween costumes. Some other places released their animatronics and what's available. I like to see the hand built stuff. Honestly, like I've bought a few animatronics from Lowe's, and I broke one of them putting it together. So I'm not very happy with the selections. So I am probably going to go back to just making stuff myself. Uh, you know, we'll see. Uh, what else did I see that was interesting to me? Um, oh, at the very top of the Halloween Daily News page, there's a Halloween International Film Festival in October, the first weekend. So if you guys are anywhere near Outer Banks, North Carolina, which is where they shot many, many television shows, including, I believe, Dawson's Creek, uh, they're doing that at the historic Pioneer Theater. So check that out if you love Halloween like most of us do. Otherwise, why'd you be listening to me talking just nonsense, right? You must love Halloween if you listen to me ramble. Halloween and Halloween 2 steelbooks were unveiled early last month. See, I missed all this stuff. Bath and Body Works did a Summerween collection. Okay, so that's my trigger. Oh, one last thing. WNUF that did the WNUF Halloween special, which is really, really good. They're doing a spinoff called Trick or Treat with Reed Richmond. Matt Arts does an amazing job of keeping up to date with news for Halloween. Really nice dude. I met them at a show, I believe in was it North Carolina? Probably. I met them at a show and they were super nice. And the Halloween community, like I always say, generally is super nice people. Sometimes there's gatekeepers, and sometimes there's people that don't really want too many people, doing things they don't like. So that leads me to the Summerween thing. A lot of people hate Summerween. They don't understand pastel Halloween. They don't understand, why all of a sudden there's all this Summerween stuff, which, as a reminder, Summerween is an idea originated from a children's cartoon, Gravity Falls. Well, I guess it's not just for children. It's a really good show. But, the whole idea of Summerween originated from a kids show, Gravity Falls. So, and honestly, yes, we all love to explore the traditions and the history and all that stuff of Halloween, but at the root of it, for a lot of people, Halloween is a children's holiday, and it's supposed to be fun. So I don't get the hatred for Summerween. I don't really think, I'm not interested in it, really. But I do enjoy the fact that it allows a more acceptable reason to love Halloween all year round. Not that we need one, but isn't it nice to see Halloween stuff in stores more often? I know that because it starts earlier, we run the risk of Halloween stuff being out of stores before Halloween even happens, which that's already been happening, right? Most of, like where I live, Halloween stuff is gone by mid-October, if not late September. But it's getting in the stores for a longer time. So that's kind of cool. It's also, it sucks when you want to go buy something for Halloween on the week of Halloween and there's nothing. That sucks. But, sometimes there's a trade-off, for us to get Halloween to start in July because let's be honest. The reason why Summerween exists and the reason why Halloween starts in July now and all the other awesome things is because of money. Stores want money. Halloween's a holiday that they never thought, I guess, that they could capitalize on, and they finally realized it, and now they are capitalizing on it insanely. I almost cussed there because that was an appropriate time to cuss, but yeah, it's a money thing. So Halloween is just like anything else. it's going to be sought on for money. And of course, there's the purists and there's the people that love Halloween no matter what. That's us, right? But I think you have to take the good or the bad with the good. So let's say, the good is Halloween's more mainstream. Halloween's more accessible for more of the year. The bad is there's a lot more crappy stuff being put out, uh, like products wise. Um, and there's people that, I don't know. I guess this is where the gatekeeping comes in. So like, there's people that don't like that. A lot of people like Halloween. I guess it's like it's our holiday, and we don't want anybody else to like it. Well, I mean, that's kind of how the nerd culture used to be. Jocks used to make fun of nerds, and now jocks are nerds. So it's just, the times are changing. So I embrace it. I enjoy it. I'm excited that more people love Halloween and want to celebrate it. And for those of us who've been around for a long time and loved Halloween forever, it's like being an elder goth versus a baby goth. Just teach them, watch after them, make sure that they learn a little bit while they're loving all these products. Teach them something. That's kind of somebody's job that has information, is to share it. So instead of getting mad about Summerween, let's tell these people, hey, if you love Summerween, you can't wait, or you can't imagine how awesome it's going to be in the fall, or the October, or when it's actual the midst of Halloween. That's what I think everyone should do, because ultimately, like I said, at the end of the day, Halloween is supposed to be a fun time. We all love it. I mean, of course we do, right? So let's share that love and not be so cynical about Summerween and the pastel, whatever. Who cares? Uh, I guess, there's also pastel goths. I don't know what they're called. I can't remember. But there's goths that wear pink and, those kind of colors. And I'm sure they get the same kind of pushback, because they're not true goths. You don't just wear black and blah, 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 whatever. Uh, Ultimately, be accepting. Welcome these people who may be new to the love of Halloween into our community, and, teach them things, and don't criticize them for not knowing everything, because nobody knows everything. I don't know everything. You don't know everything. There's always stuff to learn. But it's more fun to learn it from somebody who's accepting and knowledgeable than somebody that's a gatekeeper and knowledgeable. And the worst is a gatekeeper who is not knowledgeable. But, anyway, I don't want to be negative for this whole podcast. So I just thought of something while I was rambling, because, I love to ramble. Look at that, 13 minutes rambling. Jesus. I guess that's what I'm going to be known for. Oh, well. For those that know me, I don't talk that much, honestly. I'm very introverted. I don't really just babble on until I put this headphone in my ear and then turn on my recorder, and then boom, can't shut me up. But while I was in Tennessee, I saw a Christmas store, and I know that there's stores that exist for Halloween all year round, but I would love a list of them. I want the collective Halloween community to make a list of all the stores that are open year round that exclusively deal in Halloween. I know of a few, but I want to hear what you have, because there's so many, and there's gyms, and there's small towns, and there's stuff, you know, everywhere. And the internet's not always the answer. Sometimes it's the good old fashioned asking somebody. So I want to see a store wherever I travel that when I drive by, it's just filled with light up, blow molds, and they're just on all the time, and it just looks awesome. And, you know, I want to go to that store and say thank you for loving this holiday as much as we do, because without us and without, people that want to keep the traditions alive, anything can go away. There's still people that teach certain languages just so they can keep it alive. And that's kind of the deal with Halloween, right? We want to keep pushing the traditions and pushing information out and remembering why we love the holiday so much. And as we always say, preserve Halloween.